Little steps matter. They set us on our way, don't they? And you can't begin the journey of getting to where you want to be. We have to start somewhere, basically, don't we? We're never going to get there.
So I kind of feel like we need a little catch up because I've done a few arty sketchbooky videos of late, but I haven't really caught you up on anything or done a little vloggy or anything like that for a while. So I'm a little bit out of practice in a way. So you'll have to excuse me if I'm a little bit rusty, a little bit tongue-tied, lost for words, or even if I dare say it, you know, feeling a little bit shy. I have mentioned in here that, you know, I do feel quite introvert, especially now I'm getting older, and the older I'm growing, more introvert I'm becoming. I've got a whole video on that one, and I kind of feel like that now in a sense in relation to vlogging. It's a little bit strange to come back in here and have a little chat with you, but I have missed you and I do want to catch you up. So I'm just pottering in my studio most days and evenings. I'm absolutely loving it. I can't express this enough, the progress I've made on the studio with the whole makeover, declutter and reorganize situation, which was a major job and not something that I just wanted to have like a quick clean up. It's taken me 5 or 6 months, I think. I'd like to finish off my last bits and pieces in this vlog if I can this week, and I'm not looking for perfection though, so it may not be 100% finished because there's a couple of things hanging up in the air which I will explain to you as we go along. But at the same time, I'd like to update you with, you know, how I'm storing my art supplies, how I'm arranging my room, how it's made such a difference to me with the ergonomic, the feng shui, and just being able to focus more in a clearer, cleaner space is absolutely life-changing. I know I'm not the only one doing some decluttering and reorganising, especially in creative spaces. I've also been trying to do the same thing at home as well, although I'm not as far along as I am in the studio. But there are a few bits and bobs to catch you up on, and I've been away a couple of times and I just haven't had a good chat with you for a while. So this video is going to be a big major catch-up on everything. Yes.
Easy rider on the highway, station wagon going slow, windows open, you are basking in the bluegrass radio.
So basically, what's the plan first then?
Major works. So we've got to clear this desk, collapse it. We've got to clear this bit here, collapse that, and then we've got to go down the far end, take everything off the journaling table there.
And then?
Chaos.
If you've been here a while, you will know what a firm advocate towards anything self-care I am, and I realised for a long time now that I needed a sit-stand situation at my main art table. This is not partnered or sponsored with any company, and I think there are a good few options out there. I have indeed been lucky enough to be gifted them in the past. This time though, after long thought and discussion with James, and an almost sponsorship which slowed me down a little bit, but could have been a good idea, it was going to be a major investment, so I wanted to spend wisely. We decided to keep my current tabletop and just go for new electric legs. The only problem was we didn't check how low the table goes and wrongly presumed, being a sit-stand desk, that a comfortable sitting position would be a given. However, on fitting the legs we ordered, I quickly realised the desk now didn't go low enough and would have caused me a lot of neck discomfort when I already have neck problems. So, long story short, and many frustrations later, we returned the first one and reordered to the right spec this time. May this be a reminder for anyone to check everything carefully before making major purchases, note to self. It was in fact such a hassle to return that the company themselves even offered me a major discount to keep it, but alas, I knew it wasn't going to fit my needs. So James carefully dismantled, repackaged. I still have no idea how he got all the pieces back into the original box, and we had it collected. James was very quick to assemble the new one. He'd had very recent practice. And so now I'm super happy and feel very fortunate to have this life-saving change, as it means I can create for longer periods of time without being in constant back and neck pain. The addition of a small table easel, a new over-desk filming setup and some desk organisation has only added to the ease and comfort, so in the end, worth all the trouble. I think life is complicated and confusing enough at the moment. Without worrying too hard about these small inconveniences, don't sweat the small stuff, as they say. But easier said than done sometimes, isn't it?
This one goes low enough, thank heavens. Why didn't the other one go low? What an absolute shenanigans.
Pointless desk. It's a marketing thing.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, all right.
I'm just trying to work out what page we've got.
Oh, yeah.
There's another one that's empty and all dried out. Real cheapy one. I decided to keep the white one because, like you said, it goes back and it's not going to show so much.
Yeah, you could bring that out of
It's another edition, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's kind of on a ball, so how are you doing?
Right.
And for the water. Yeah, I get a different head. I could put a DSLR on it. I could put a microphone on it. I could actually have that microphone on it while I'm filming down.
Yeah.
What's that? Right.
It's twizzle and schnizzle. Fingers crossed here.
That's why it was so tight and uncomfortable. Yeah, I was looking to see if I had a primer. Because I thought if I can prime it first, and then I'll do it with this.
What's this here? Is it the dry one?
Yeah, that's the one that dried out. Been a bit of trouble with my roller. Yeah, paint that pegboard white. I think it's time. Yes, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so it's set up now. Yeah, I've got quite a few things to show you. The other thing I'd really like to do, I've got two trolleys, this one and this one. It's really a case of, for me now, the simplifying process, and now I'm really fine-tuning, and I'm a little bit all over the place. You'll have to excuse me this morning, but I had like a pile of lists on my table for well, probably like 5-6 months. I've been doing this declutter, reorganise, makeover situation. And I collated all my lists this morning to work out what I had left to do, if that makes sense. And then I can catch you up properly as well. Anyway, I'm going to pour a coffee because I need a second coffee this morning. And we all deserve a second coffee, don't we, if we need one? We do. Yes. Worst paint possible. It must be really super budget. It's barely covering. We're going to have to do another coat tomorrow. I'm trying to do quite a kind of, thick coat, if you like, to make my life easier. And then if I come in tomorrow and it kind of looks okay, I might skimp on the process a bit. Having things painted white, obviously it reflects the light, and it also keeps that clear blank space, so it can be really helpful when you're feeling overwhelmed or you want to focus. The other thing I really like about the white is the fact that, if things are getting messy, like, this is all getting quite messy, particularly on the tabletop, I can just give it a coat as and when and refresh it. I was trying to roller it, but again, I've got like the worst roller in the world that doesn't actually roll. Not helpful, is it, at all? No. And you might be thinking, oh, maybe she should paint that white, so you'll have to let me know whether you think I should paint this white as well. Although I'm fairly attached to it, the colour it is, because when James and I did buy a house, which was around 2008, this was in I believe it was in the shed in the garden, and it was really it's quite messy now, but it was even more messy, and James cleaned it up. And I actually had it in the kitchen in the house. And then when we moved out and we're putting our stuff in storage to move into our teeny tiny van, there's a whole load of videos about that. I didn't actually vlog while we were travelling because I didn't really vlog then. No, I was actually writing a blog. But anyway, which is how the Unexpected Gypsy name came about, because that was the name of my blog. I get asked that quite a lot. And I was thinking actually as well, just straying off topic for a minute, of doing a Q&A. So maybe we could do a Q&A if you leave any questions down in the comments on this video, and then I will accumulate them and do a Q&A in the next few weeks. Anyway, suffice to say, this little shelf is sentimental. I've had it a long time and it's really useful, which is, you know, tickety-boo in the studio, of course. Anyway, let's get on and finish my second coat. Yes. So where can I put you? Maybe here. Una memento. Yeah, still got bed hair really, but never mind. It's just you and me. And is the sound on? I think so. Hopefully the lighting's okay. It's getting really dark. So I'm going to pack up. I've been multitasking. I did a reel, which is really, really fun. Lol. I did a silly one today. And did I eject that? Just let me eject my external drive because I don't want to mess it up. I'm very good at messing up tech, if you like. Now, what did I do with my little container? I am the queen at losing things. Yes, I am the absolute queen at losing things, but I just wanted this my little case. So yeah, I have been multitasking. I've done a little bit of admin, and I've also done another coat on the pegboard over there. Can you see it? I don't know if you can actually see it because, yeah, it's probably not going to focus for us, you know. But anyway, so I've done that and I can't really see now because it's getting really dark. And so I think I'm going to go home and then I'm going to come back in tomorrow. I've got my cozy layers on because it's really, really cold outside today and it is absolutely bucketing with rain. It's a bit miserable out there, but in here, I absolutely love it because it's so cozy. I love days like today. I've really enjoyed it because I've done a little bit of everything, and even though now things feel a little bit in disarray, it's okay. I'm used to that at this point, believe you me. It's incomparable to how it used to be when things were in disarray. I mean, I can see the floor and I can move and I can walk about and I can go and do art. Yeah, so there is no comparison. But it feels a bit in disarray for me because there's more stuff out than I'm used to these days. Anyway, I'm waffling now, so I will see you tomorrow. Hiya. Hey, good. How are you?
It's cozy, isn't it?
It's because when it's cold outside, it kicks in. So it's actually better for us when it's cold. You alright?
Yeah. Woken up yet?
No.
I might make some more coffee.
Yeah, I've just brought a flask in, so thank you. So I can use it now, and I've got reels and everything. I can universal reels.
It's all on your drawing. Right.
So good morning. I've just done another coat on there. Not a full coat, but just kind of the patchy bits that I could see. So that's drying now. And then I was going to come and talk to you, but then James has just messaged me and there's a tenants meeting at the building here. So I thought I will pop to that, I'll be about an hour, and then I'll come back and talk to you. Okay. So I'm now obviously back. I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of go through things systematically, is what I'm thinking. I've just gone through and poked the holes where the paint has gone into the pegboard. So I've gone and poked the holes out, and I think I'm going to put that back together, remantle it. Is that a word? Dismantle, remantle? I don't think that's even a word, but you know what I mean. Put the stuff back, and then I might address the next layer. So I've got my list, and I'm just gonna work through that, I think, because that way I don't have to think or make decisions, which is my pet hate at the moment. I don't want to make any decisions. I'm too tired. I'm decisioned out, I have to say. There's a lot going on, you know, in life, isn't there? You know this.
on the pin it on.
I kind of crept in. I thought,
Right.
yeah, Bubba. Good luck. Let's just put you down there for a minute. Slightly better angle. Yeah, I need to say sorry because I didn't come back to you yesterday. So I'm sorry about that. I was busy. That's all I can say. I was busy making decisions and I got a little bit decisioned out. It's really cold this morning. The temperature has dropped about 12 degrees here in the UK. And I know it doesn't get as cold as, some, places in Scandinavia and near the North Pole and stuff. I know it's not like really cold, but it's like our first freezing morning. I had to scrape ice off the car. So I'm fully thermal from top to toe. Got my heavy winter coat on already. So many layers on, I can, you can't really move. Anyway, what was I doing yesterday then? So I think because I've been doing this so long now, making these changes. So about 6-7 months ago, maybe, I started with changing my diet. So I was moving into, healthy foods. That's completely transformed everything just from these like tiny changes that I made. Then it kind of spiraled and then snowballed, if you like, into these bigger changes, and then that sort of triggered off a clearing out of my body and detoxing and cleaning up my diet, but then a clearing out of my spaces, and particularly in the studio, which just felt really clogged. And I've explained all that in a few videos of why it got the way it did. I guess in a nutshell, a lot of it was sort of van life transition. So transition from living in a van to, moving into a rented house, and the process that took. Anyway, which took quite a long time, ridiculously, but it did. Anyway, I'm down to my final choices and my final decisions and, final changes in the studio. And I've been trying to work on a sponsorship as well with somebody, and I'm not sure I want any more stuff, if I'm really honest. So that's sort of going on in the background as well. So that's another decision, and that obviously involves a third party and would mean me trying to get organised alongside them. So that's slowed a few things down actually in a way, but that's okay as well, because I'm happy to work with sponsorships if I like the stuff, and then I'll share it with you. Obviously, I share stuff I like anyway with you without sponsorships, but yeah, if it's a sponsorship, then it's a win-win, isn't it? Because I can get you a discount code and I get paid a bit as well. So the trolleys are causing me dilemma because I don't know whether I should keep them or get rid of one of them. I'm debating. Do I need trolleys? Trolleys are great if you work at an easel and you need a pallet next to you and you can move it around either side, depending if you're left or right-handed, or if you've got a smaller setup and you need to tuck up, your easel and your trolley. Sometimes they fit under a table, for example. But I'm more of a, I've got my big art table and then I have an easel, tabletop easel on there. Often I've been working like that at the moment. Or I've got my long wet area, which I can do larger canvases on because it's like an enormous easel anyway. I have the space to do that in here, and I have, functionality over there. So do I actually need a pallet holding trolley? Probably not. Very useful for holding art supplies, but again, could I store that on the shelving that I've got? So I'm going to debate some of those final decisions, and I'll just show you what I've got over there as well, because so as you can see, the trolleys are just taking up floor space, and I think it's this very expensive real estate, if you like. It's any horizontal surface, isn't it? It's like a magnet and attracts clutter to sit on it. Trolleys are a little bit like that because they have horizontal surfaces. They are useful, don't get me wrong. I had a chat with my patrons about this, about what they're using their trolleys for. They do help me make some of my decisions, especially when I'm decisioned out. And I know I'm not the only one to be decisioned out because it's mentioned quite a lot in the comments, and we've been chatting about it on Patreon as well. So I feel you. Actually, it's been proven scientifically that the brain uses as much energy to process small decisions like shall I keep my trolley or not, compared to big decisions like shall I have a baby, shall I move house, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's why we become decisioned out when we're decluttering, because it's lots of micro decisions in really small space of time, especially if we're just sorting through little bits and bobs in drawers and things like that. So yeah, trolleys can be exhausting. Yes. I also had a comment, I remember a few months ago,
which was made me giggle because someone mentioned, I've never heard about somebody sorting their plants out as part of the decluttering process, but that has been quite a big part of it for me. And I haven't shared a lot of that on here, but I have fine-tuned, taken a few home, pruned a lot of plants. Obviously I've got my Robert Smith, and I have created as part of my process, I did create this shelf for the plant baby specifically. So yeah, that was part of it for me. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked, so sorry, I'm digressing from the point. So where to start this morning with my finalising then? I am going to strip a few layers off because it's quite warm in here, and I'm going to finish my coffee. Yes, so if you need a coffee or a morning drink or an afternoon drink or any time of day drink, depending on what time you're watching, take this as a sign. Go and get cosy with a drink, and then we'll come back. Yes. So before it gets dark and before I start doing some painting, I just thought I would show you how far I've come. If I zoom you out a bit, you can see that corner. Behind there, those canvases there, that kind of little wall, my little screen wall, if you like, it is much better. I'm not showing you that yet because I'm going to revamp the shop. All of that over there is the shop. Yeah, I can show you. We'll put these cardboard things to stop the sun behind it. You can basically see, yeah, we've got the shop there. All of this is going to get a huge revamp as well. But I wanted to concentrate on the studio space to start with. So, but that is going to get a revamp as well. And this is what I did with my trolley, which has basically got a load of art supplies on there, some empty baskets as well. I've got journaling stuff at the bottom, paint pens pretty much there, and watercolour supplies on the top. And then if I come round here, we've obviously got the piece de resistance, the pegboard, which I'm absolutely loving, and I've squished some more stuff on it as well to make it even more useful. And yes, my condiment shelf, a little space to dry mugs, which is really handy, and because we need to have tea. And then what have I got over here? So again, trying to zoom you out to see if I can fit as much as possible in. This is my wet area, aka my easel. I can do big canvases on here when I, very rarely, but now and again work bigger. I can put a load of work in progress. I've got that current project on this little lady here. She's called Blue, and I've got a few different versions of her going on, and then all my oil paints, acrylic paints, and bits and bobs. I've got plenty of space, and I've also got space, to put a palette on there as well. If I want to sit, I can, but I usually, to be honest, stand. And then if I wiggle you round a little bit more, you can see my main art table now, which is a sit stand, which is absolutely amazing. And you may or may not have noticed I've still got the same top. So James and I took the legs off, James mainly, I have to say, and then put some electric desk legs on. And then I put the same tabletop on. So that's 1.8 meters. So it's pretty long. It's difficult to kind of see how long it is in the picture. I mean, if I stand there, you can see it's, I've got a lot of space. I can't, stretch my arms out. There's lots and lots of space for me to create with this light. So that's why it's the main creativity area. It's all about the light that comes in, isn't it? Or, if you haven't got a lot of light, or you like to work in the evenings because maybe you're a night owl, then you need the correct lighting. And you might remember as well, a couple of weeks ago, I have been playing with James's Pro lights, which is quite fun. I think it's worth pointing out the floor space. There is so much floor space now. And yeah, that basically is the studio space sorted. Slightly different viewpoint as well. So you can see, I've got the office space here, which is brilliant. And, I can do all my admin and editing and that kind of thing. At the moment, this trolley is completely empty. So I haven't made my final decisions on the trolleys. Well, maybe you didn't expect me to. You have to let me know what you think. Do I need the 2 trolleys? Shall I let that one go? Or do I keep that one because it's got history
and James has made some mods to it, and it's a really good height for a palette if you are, you know, needing the extra surface. And do I let go of that one, which is pretty generic? I got that from Facebook Marketplace. It's an IKEA one. Anyway, you have to let me know. I've got a friend coming in a minute, which is why I've got a little present wrapped up ready, because it's her birthday yesterday. I have actually got space now to, you know, swing a cat or dance about if I want to. So this was a major declutter. I haven't quite been through every single box. There's a couple of boxes up there that I haven't quite been through, but I am going to get to them. That will kind of be the last thing that I need to do. So that's at the top of my list. Yes.
So I have to admit that I feel like doing some painting basically, but the beauty of the way I've set this up is that I made sure I had my art table, you know, ready to go, and I don't just want to be tidying up all the time, you know, and I need to do something. So I'm feeling a little bit dusty. Everything's clean, but I'm a bit dusty, but you know, I can get clean later, so that's okay. I'm not 100% done, I did say that, but you know, I like to do some painting in between. You know, there's got to be perk, hasn't there, in between, and I've worked really hard, so I deserve a painting break. And I have to say, it's a huge distraction from life at the moment as well, because there's a lot going on out there, and you know, close to home as well, I have to say. And perhaps I'll fill you in on all that when I know a little bit more about what's happening, rather than now where I don't know what's happening basically. Anyway, I'm so amazed and overwhelmed actually about the fact that you can make a really small change, like me a few months ago, going through a couple of boxes in here after a couple of months of eating healthier. I think the change in my diet 2 months before starting in here, the decluttering, encouraged me, definitely sort of cleaning up my insides, wanting to clean up my outsides, if that makes sense, which I'm sure it does. I hope the ones of you that were decluttering alongside either a room or your studio or your creative space, or indeed any space, I hope that's going okay and you're actually feeling a little bit more like you're getting somewhere now. It does take time, we do get decisioned out, we do get tired, and I think it's a good way to distract ourselves, keep our spirits lifted, if you like, when times are dark, when times are difficult. And that can be our personal stuff and obviously the out there stuff as well. So this really helps. But I don't want to do this if all of this is just so messy and so untidy and so disorganized that it just distracts me too much from getting on with my creativity. So yes, little steps matter. They set us on our way, don't they? And you can't begin the journey of getting to where you want to be without taking those first little tentative steps. We have to start somewhere, basically, don't we? Well, we're never going to get there.